Hello student. Up till now we have covered the in drugs used in CHF, that is cardiac glycoside. Now the second category of the drug which is used in CHF, that drug is nesritide. Nesritide, this is the structure of nesritide, which having a 32 amino acid in length. So these are the amino acid linked to each other with the peptide bonds, and numbers of amino acid is the 32 amino acid. Nesritide is a recombinant form of the 32 amino acid human B type natriuretic peptide. Means nesritide measuring 32 amino acid in length, and that is identical in structure to endogenous human B type natriuretic peptide. This human B type natriuretic peptide, in short, it is called as BNP. BNP means formally it is known as brain natriuretic peptide, because it was first discovered in the brain of pigs. Nesritide is now synthesized by using recombinant DNA technology. Nesritide, a synthetic formulation of B-type natriuretic peptide, means BNP, is the first new parenteral agent to be approved for treating heart failure in more than a decade. So this is a information introduction about the nesritide. Now the mechanism of action. This nesritide, it is the endogenous human B-type natriuretic peptide which is normally produced by the ventricular myocardium. In heart, when there is accumulation of blood, means heart cannot pump out sufficiently blood from the heart because of decrease in the contractility. In that case, there is accumulation of the blood into the heart, and which causes stretching on the heart ventricles, and due to this stretching, the heart ventricle responds to that stretching caused by increase in the ventricular blood volume. In that case, this B type natriuretic peptide hormone is secreted by the cardiomyocytes in the heart, and this peptide causes relaxation of the heart muscle or smooth muscle relaxation by stimulating cyclic guanosine monophosphate. So this is the mechanism of action. In short, I will repeat. When there is accumulation of the blood into the heart, it increases the blood volume, and due to the increase in the blood volume, there is stretching of the ventricles, and due to that stretching, the hormone is secreted by the myocardiocytes. That hormone is the BNP, brain natriuretic peptide, and which stimulates cyclic guanosine monophosphate, leading to smooth muscle relaxation. This is the endogenously happen, but we can give this peptide uh, outside from the body, that is in the form of administered intravenously, usually by the bolus or followed by the IV infusion. So this peptide, it is synthesized in the laboratory by using DNA recombinant technology, and this peptide administered intravenously, and that causes relaxation of the smooth muscle. So this is the mechanism action of nesritide. Normal dose of this nesritide is 2 mg per kg, followed by the continuous IV infusion 0.1 mg per kg per minute, and it is recombinant DNA technology synthesized from recombinant DNA technology. It is mainly obtained or synthesized from the E. coli. So this is about the Nesretid. And the last category under drugs used in CHF, that is endothelin receptor antagonist. Now endothelin that is released in the body, that endothelin, it is act on the two receptor ETA and the ETB. Now ETA, the endogenous endothelin which is secreted inside the body, when it binds to the ETA receptor, it produces vasoconstriction. These receptors are found in smooth muscle tissue of the blood vessel, and binding of endothelin to ETA increases vasoconstriction, that is contraction of the blood vessels, and also it causes retention of sodium, leading to increase in the blood pressure. So our drugs are endothelin receptor antagonists. They are the competitive antagonist of the endothelin, and it inhibit the binding of endothelin with the ETA and also to the ETB. Now the effect of ETB, when endothelin is bind to ETB, it produces vasodilation. So when endothelin bind to ETB receptor, this leads to release of nitric oxide, and it produces natriuresis and diuresis, the production and elimination of the urine. Diuresis means, and that mechanism that lower the blood pressure. So here the two receptor ETA and ETB, ETA produce vasoconstriction, but ETB produce vasodilation. So these are the two opposite effect. But bosentan or the endothelin receptor antagonist, the drugs mostly block the ETA than the ETB. So they produce the greater effect on the ETA receptor. So total it causing a total decrease in the pulmonary vascular resistance, means there is decrease in the vasoconstriction, means they produces vasodilation, and which is used in the treatment of CHF, congestive heart failure. So endothelin receptor antagonists, they are competitive antagonists of endothelin at receptor ET receptor. They are subtype ETA and ETB. Under this, there are two drugs, bosentan and the teizosantan. Bosentan, it is approved in US in 2001, and in Europe it is 2002. Bioavailability of bosentan is 50%. Peak plasma concentration of bosentan of dispersive tablet for oral suspension is 14%. The use of the bosentan with cyclosporin, it is contraindicated because cyclosporin A has been shown markedly increase serum concentration of the bosentan. The elimination of bosentan is mostly hepatic with minimal contribution from the renal and fecal excretion. The second drug, that is the teizosantan. Teizosantan is a non-selective ETA and ETB receptor antagonist. It acts as a vasodilator, and it is designed as a therapy for patients with acute heart failure. So their use is in the treatment of heart failure. The teizosantan is a water soluble ET receptor antagonist. Clinical study demonstrated that the teizosantan, it is its efficiency and tolerability in the management of decomposed heart failure. Side effects of teizosantan include headache, nausea, and hypotension. So this is about the drugs used in congestive heart failure. Thank you.